You are Homo erectus. You are a survivor. But on the Pleistocene savanna, survival is measured in seconds. The lone figure, Kale, clad in simple hides, scrambles up a sheer rock outcropping, his fingers finding desperate holds in the sun-baked stone. His last wooden spear, its tip fire-hardened and sharp, clatters down the rock face, lost to the dust below. The pack of giant cave hyenas, larger and more powerful than their modern descendants, circles the base of the rocks. Their whooping, cackling laughter is not a sound of mirth. It is a sound of pure menace, a promise of a bone-crushing end. Kyle is safe for now, but he is trapped, weaponless, and utterly alone. The first rule of this world is to never be alone. It is a rule Kyle has just broken, straying too far from his clan in pursuit of a lone gazelle. The hyenas, apex predators of this open world, are patient. They know that what goes up must eventually come down. For Kyle, the price of his escape is his only weapon, the culmination of days of careful work. He has traded his spear for a few more hours of life. It is a bad trade, and the gnawing in his gut is not just hunger, but the cold dread of vulnerability. Hours pass under the relentless, bleaching sun. The hyenas, their massive shoulders rippling with muscle, finally grow bored. There are easier meals to be had. They lope away, their laughter fading into the shimmering heat haze, leaving Kyle to his silent prison. He descends, his body aching, his hands scraped raw. His gaze is fixed on those hands. They are his only tools now. They are his only hope. He needs to remake his world, starting with a single, sharp edge. He moves towards the river, a shimmering line of life in the far distance. Water is life, but it is also a trap. Every creature on this savanna is drawn here to drink, and where the prey gathers, the hunters wait. Kyle ignores the fire of his thirst. He is hunting for something else. The smooth, dark flint nodules buried in the riverbank, the only source for the razor-sharp tools that define his kind. He finds a promising stone, the size of his head, and begins to work. With a smaller, rounded hammerstone, he strikes the flint with precise, powerful blows. The sound is sharp, rhythmic, the sound of creation in a world of destruction. He is so focused on the task, on feeling the vibrations in the stone, on seeing the fracture lines before they appear, that he doesn't see the log drifting silently closer in the murky water. It is not a log. With a terrifying explosion of water and spray, a giant crocodile, Crocodilus anthropophagus, lunges from the river. Its jaws, wide enough to swallow him whole, are a cavern of serrated teeth. Kyle throws himself backward with a strangled cry, the half-formed tool shattering against the rocks. The crocodile's jaws snap shut with the sound of a falling tree, inches from his feet. He grabs a single, razor-sharp flake from the wreckage of his work, a sliver of stone no bigger than his palm, and flees, not looking back, the sound of the monster sliding back into the water echoing in his ears. The river has rejected him, now weaponless, but for a single, desperate shard of flint. He is forced away from the open plains and towards the tree line, a place of shadows and secrets he instinctively mistrusts. He needs wood for a new spear, a straight, strong sapling. But the forest has its own kings. As he steps under the canopy, the oppressive heat of the savanna gives way to a cool, green twilight. The air is thick with the smell of damp earth and decay. A colossal shadow blots out the sun. He looks up, his heart seizing in his chest. Soaring high above on vast, silent wings is Argentavis magnificens, the largest flying bird of all time, its wingspan the size of a small aircraft. It is a hunter of the sky, its keen eyes capable of spotting the slightest movement from miles away. Kale freezes instantly, melting into the undergrowth, making himself as small and still as a stone. The sky itself is hunting him. The great bird drifts on, a passing god of the upper air. Kyle moves deeper into the woods, his eyes scanning not the sky, but the forest floor, searching for the perfect straight branch. The air grows unnaturally still. The normal chittering and chirping of the forest have gone silent. A twig snaps behind him. He turns slowly. From the dappled shadows, a muscular form emerges, low to the ground. Its coat a perfect camouflage of spots and shade. It is Dinophelis, the false saber-tooth, a cat built like a jaguar with the bone-snapping power of a bear. It was a specialist hunter of primates, and it has found its preferred prey. It stalks him, silent and patient, a ghost of muscle and teeth, its short, dagger-like fangs glinting. This is not a chase. It is a chess match. Kyle knows he cannot outrun it in a straight line. Its powerful forelimbs are built for a devastating final pounce. He backs away slowly, his bare feet making no sound on the soft earth, his hand clutching the sharp flint flake. The cat coils, its body tightening like a spring, ready to launch. In a desperate split-second gamble, Kyle hurls a heavy rock far to his left. As the cat's yellow eyes flicker towards the sound for a fraction of a second, he bolts to the right, bursting from the tree line and back into the blinding sun of the open savanna. He runs, his lungs burning, his legs pumping. He is exposed. This is a world he cannot win by speed alone. In the distance, he sees a cloud of dust, a scene of epic violence. A pack of Homo, the scimitar-toothed cats, are running down a young mammoth. They are built for speed, marathon hunters of the plains, their long legs eating up the ground as they move with a terrifying, coordinated grace, flanking the panicked animal. Kale knows that out here, in the open, he is nothing but meat. Then, the world changes. The sky, moments before a brilliant, unforgiving blue, turns a bruised, violent purple. The temperature plummets. A ferocious wind whips across the savanna, carrying the first hard, cold drops of rain, a thunderstorm. The world dissolves into a chaotic roar of wind and water. For Kale, it is a miracle. The rain will wash away his scent. The noise will mask his movements. The chaos will hide him from the eyes of the hunters. But it is a brutal salvation. The plains are turning to a sea of mud, and the temperature is dropping to lethal levels. He needs shelter, not a tree, which is a lightning rod in this flat landscape, not the open plain, which is a death sentence from exposure. He needs a cave. He scans the low, rolling hills, his eyes straining through the deluge. He sees it, a dark maw in the side of a rocky slope, a promise of safety. He stumbles towards it, his body racked with shivers, half frozen and utterly exhausted, and collapses inside the entrance. The cave is deep and dry, but it smells of death and old meat. As his eyes adjust to the gloom, he sees why. In the back of the cave lies the colossal skeleton of a giant ground sloth, its massive ribcage cracked open like a nut. This is not a shelter. It is a larder. A deep, guttural growl echoes from the darkness, a sound that vibrates through the stone and into his very bones. From the depths of the cave, a wall of shadow and fur rises, a shape so immense it seems to block out all light. It is the owner of the den, Erectus simus, the giant short-faced bear, twice the size of a modern grizzly, a titan of the Ice Age. Kale is cornered. There is no escape. The bear, disturbed and angry, lumbers towards him, its massive head low. It is the largest land carnivore on the continent, and he is trapped in its home. But Kyle carries one thing more powerful than any claw or fang, an idea passed down through generations. He fumbles in the small leather pouch at his waist, his numb fingers finding a smooth, hardened wooden drill and a small, dry board with a notch carved into it. Fire. As the bear advances, its hot breath washing over him, he spins the drill frantically between his palms, pouring all his remaining strength, all his terror, into the motion. Smoke, thin and acrid, begins to curl from the notch. A tiny, precious ember glows in the powdered wood. He carefully transfers it to a tinder bundle of dry fungus he carries for this exact purpose. Blowing on it with the last of his breath, a flame springs to life. He shoves the burning torch towards the bear. The beast, which has only ever known fire as the wild, destructive force of lightning, recoils in confusion and fear from this small, controlled star held in the hand of this fragile creature. The storm breaks as suddenly as it began. The bear, wary of the strange, dancing light and the acrid smoke, eventually leaves the cave in frustration, vanishing into the rain-washed evening. Kyle, trembling with exhaustion and adrenaline, follows at a safe distance. He is starving, his stomach a hollow ache. He watches from the rocks as the bear, in a display of unbelievable power, charges a magnificent Smilodon and steals its freshly killed bison, sending the saber-tooth roaring in fury. The two mega-predators face off over the carcass, a battle of titans under the clearing sky. This is his chance. While the giants are locked in their primal struggle, he can scavenge, he can survive. He creeps forward, his small flint flake clutched in his hand, his eyes locked on the prize of the bison carcass. But he is not the only one who saw the opportunity. From the tall, wet grass, other figures emerge. They are like him, walking on two legs, their forms silhouetted against the setting sun. Another clan of Homo erectus. Their faces are hard, their bodies lean with hunger, and their stone-tipped spears are not pointed at the predators. They are pointed at him. Kale freezes. He stands on a knife's edge, caught in a deadly triangle. Behind him, the enraged Smilodon circles, its immense fangs dripping. In front of him, the colossal bear guards its stolen prize, ready to kill anything that comes close. And before him, his own kind see him not as a brother, but as an obstacle. He raises the sharp stone, the only weapon he has left. The savannah falls silent, waiting. The hunt is not over. It has just begun. This was the world that made us, a world of relentless danger, where survival was earned with blood, sweat, and thought. Every day was a gauntlet, and the prize was simply the chance to see another sunrise. The predators that hunted our ancestors are gone, but the resilience, the ingenuity, and the courage they forged in us remains. It is their legacy, written in our DNA. If this story of our ancestors' struggle for survival resonated with you, let us know in the comments. Which of these ancient predators do you think was the most terrifying? Liking this video and subscribing helps us journey deeper into our shared past. Thank you for watching.